law, the Provincial Health Authority refused to reveal whether any of these patients were minors, but acknowledged that Nova Scotia funds transgender policies. It goes on to talk about, and I'm not going to get into it because it actually turns my stomach, the mental health, that this is all basically because of mental health issues. This is who the member just quoted. This is who they just quoted as evidence on how to protect children. Let's go to the second article I found on there. Is your child being socially transitioned at school without your knowledge? Another article on that site. It's right on the front page. Let's talk about that article. Is your child in grade 7 or above? They may have been socially transitioned at school without you ever being informed. The Nova Scotia Department of Education has no idea how many children this affects. Even more alarming, they have no process, training, or oversight for determining whether a child has the mental capacity to make these life-altering decisions. That's who the member just quoted. And that is shameful. It's one thing to stand in your place and try to prove a point, but to quote this kind of organization is absolutely appalling. Who is qualified to make that decision? How many children have been deemed to have capacity of consent and therefore have been socially transitioned without parental knowledge? It's fear-mongering. That entire site is fear-mongering. And I'm not even going to get into the COVID stuff on here. Like it's some government plant. The COVID was some government plant. So I would say, Madam Speaker, when you stand in your place and you talk about children in care, do a little research, okay? And the last thing I will leave on, because I wasn't going to speak, but to continue to say losing a child, as if it was just like, oops, government took my child away. And I'm only talking from personal experience. But I don't have a memory before 6 years old. I don't have a single memory before 6 years old. None. And there's a whole host of reasons why. But I can tell that member that my parents didn't lose me. They didn't deserve me, and they didn't deserve my brothers and sisters. My dad would come home drunk every night and beat the living hell out of us. And my mother. And when he wasn't home, she was doing the same thing to us. Government stepped in time and time and time again and gave them chance after chance after chance, because that's what the Department of Community Services does. They don't want to separate children from their parents. And for a member to act as if, oh, they lost a child. Does the member understand what it takes for the Department of Community Services to step in and remove a child from their family? If the member did, they wouldn't make flippant statements like that. They quite frankly wouldn't. I guarantee you, I know more kids in care than that member will ever know. From my experience in foster homes, from my experience living on the street, from my experience living in group homes. And not one of them ever said to me, oh my God, my parents lost me. And you know what? The vast majority of the ones that I know, and myself personally, could care less about our parents and don't believe that they have rights to us. They lost the rights to us the moment they gave us up and the moment they stopped being parents. That's when they lost their rights. And I'll be damned if I'm going to stand here and listen to someone say that the parents deserve rights over a child. No, they don't. They absolutely don't. I have 3 children. My main goal in life is to protect them. I will die for my children. You would have to kill me to take my children from me. I will do everything in my power to make sure they're good citizens, that they're inclusive, that they're accepting of people, that they turn out to be good people. They can be whatever the heck they want in life. But I'm tired of this argument because I've heard it throughout my life. What about the parents' rights? It's almost like the foster kids and the kids in care did something wrong, and that we have to allow our biological, and they're not parents, biological, and this is my own, I'm not speaking for every foster child, I'm speaking for myself. But my parents were a sperm donor and an egg donor. That's it. They gave me some genes and walked the heck away. So when they when we were taken away, they didn't just leave, they left the country. They went back to Ireland. You come to Canada with 5 children, and you leave and you go back with none. And nobody said anything to them. I found out I have a ton of uncles and aunts and family, huge family. No one said a word. No one reached out and was like, okay, let's find those children. So why would they have more rights than I do? They don't. And if any member wants to stand in their place and act like they've been through the system and they know what it's like, go for it. I'm not going to stand here and pretend like I know what it is. Anybody on any side of this legislature, I'm not going to pretend I have any experiences in their lived experience. But when I hear people talk about what the system does and what the system isn't perfect. Absolutely not. But again, I have a right to privacy. And you know, maybe I don't want the media knowing my name, even after if I passed away. Maybe I don't. But it doesn't protect the parents and it doesn't protect the abusers. That's the thing here that's being kind of talked about, which isn't true. It doesn't protect the abuser and it doesn't protect the parents, nor should it ever. So again, I just say, first of all, if you're going to quote someone and table someone, make sure that it's not filled with hate speech toward the LGBTQI community. Make sure it's not filled with hate speech toward Nova Scotia Health. Make sure it's not filled with hate speech for the Department of Education. It really, it is a disgusting, like, go through it. It is gross. I went through it quickly, and I saw a name. I instantly recognized the name. I was like, oh, not good. Because I've read some of the posts from some of these people. And maybe someone passed it to a member, I don't know. So, I mean, it is what it is. But I would just say, and I'll leave it at this, I'm only going to speak a few minutes, don't stand here in your place and ever say that a parent has more rights than a child. The child didn't make the decision to be abused. The child didn't make the decision to be neglected. The child didn't make the decision, the adult did. And for the adult, to have their children taken from them, Madam Speaker, I will repeat it. It's not like they say, oh, you missed dinner, time to take the child. Or you spanked your child, we're going to take your child. Listen, I was the Minister of Community Services. And I was darn proud to be the Minister of Community Services. But their goal is to keep parents and kids together. And the amount of work and resources that goes into it. So I'll leave it at this. If you're going to quote someone, you know, rather Gandhi than Hitler. Not saying that these people are either. Just know who you're quoting. Second of all, you don't speak for children. I don't speak for children. And in my own personal opinion, the parents that gave me up will never, well, they're both gone, thank God, but neither one of them will ever speak for me, and neither one of them ever will. And I will tell you, the vast majority of foster kids and kids in care that I speak to feel the exact same way. Thank you, Madam Speaker.